Filming, and as I hit the button to like turn my camera on, my phone that I use as my light just fell in between my bed and my dressers. I think this is God telling me that I shouldn't be filming today. Phone is like there. I don't know how to get it back. Back to my channel. My name is Sid and I hope you're having a wonderful day. And if you're not, I hope you're taking really good care of yourself. So I was talking with a friend the other day about all the ways that Durham University is a cult, and there are a lot of them. But then I was also thinking this book I read called Cultish. I can't remember the author. The picture of it here was a really good book. I really recommend. But one of the main points of this book is like how cults use language and insider terms to get people to stay to make themselves feel like they're a part of a group. And that got me thinking of all the sort of like insider terms that go on at Durham University, because when I first came here, I saw people using a lot of slang and talk about social media group and that kind of stuff, and I didn't know what they were talking about, and I felt really awkward, and I don't want you guys to feel that awkward. So in today's video, I'm gonna go through all this sort of slang you'll hear at Durham University and some social media groups I think you should join and just all that fun stuff. So let's just get right into it. I say this in like every video. If you see me looking down, it's because I have my iPad. I broke this up by locations, social media groups, and then just like miscellaneous. So I think we'll do locations first. Now I had this question, I can't remember who asked it, but I'll put their comment here, about asking the difference between Mountjoy, upper and lower science site, Billy B, all of that. And I thought that was a really good question because even I didn't know. So Mountjoy is split into upper and lower. Nearly all the university buildings exist on this sort of bit of land besides like Alvet Riverside and the Queen's campus, which is not in Durham. Upper and lower Mountjoy is a way of like subdividing campus, and it's called Upper Mountjoy because it's up a massive off hill. It is called Lower Mountjoy because it is not up the hill. And here's kind of a map that I found online and a link to the map so you can kind of look at it. Upper Mountjoy is so nice. It is brand new. I only ever had one class up there, and it was a seminar, the 9 a.m. seminar on a Thursday morning, and Wednesday's like a uni going out night, so my attendance was not great. Upper Mountjoy, there's a lot of like sciencey buildings. I think it's mostly biology labs. I think there's a psychology building up there. I'm not sure though. Lower Mountjoy has almost all the university lecture and seminar halls. This is where you'll spend almost all your time as a student at Durham University. It has the Billy B library, which we'll talk about in a minute, TLC, which we'll also talk about in a minute, and it has the science site, which is more of the like informal term of Lower Mountjoy. Most times you won't hear people call Lower Mountjoy, they'll call it science site. So let's talk about science site. It is the main campus point, like I said, unless you're at like Alvet or the business school or Upper Mountjoy, which are about 10-15 minute walk away. A common misconception, I see a lot of freshers confused about this. I'm anthropology, let's say not all of my classes are in the anthropology building. I think maybe 2 of my classes are. I'm all over the place. I'm in the earth sciences building, I'm in the geography building, I've been in Alvet Riverside before, been in the Kalman Center. If you study one topic, you're not going to be in your sort of disciplines building all the time. You might have a seminar there, or if you have to go to meetings with your prof, you're gonna be in there, but besides that, you're not gonna be in your building all the time, which is really nice because it lets you not be in one place all the time. Science site has a lot of places to get lunch, which is really nice, but they are very pricey, so that's why I said in my things I have in my bag as a Durham University student video, which will be up in the cards, I bring snacks with me a lot. I recommend having a reusable cup, which you can buy. I think this was like £5 or £6, but you don't have to have the Durham University ones. I just like flexing. You can bring any reusable cup. I let myself get lunch there maybe once a week if I'm really hungry. But it has a lot of study places. Insider hack, I don't know if you're actually allowed to do this, like don't quote me on this, but what I do is if I have, let's say I have a lecture from like 2 to 1 and then a seminar from 2 to 3, and I have that one break from 1 to 2, I will go look in the building that my seminar is in for unoccupied lecture rooms and just sit in there and study, because there's something about being in a lecture room that I'm so much more motivated to work and I concentrate more. So next we'll talk about the Billy B, which is the Bill Bryson Library. It is named for the famous author and former chancellor of Durham University. It is located at the science site, which we just talked about, and is the most popular study spot in the university. It has some stunning views of the cathedral, but you do have to get there stupid early to get these study spots. Another thing about the Billy B is there's 4 floors of it, and the higher you go up in the Billy B, the quieter it gets, and the expectation is that you're gonna be quieter. The level 4 of the Billy B is infamous. I used to study all the time, and then halfway through last year I went down to the cafe and I got a Diet Coke and I brought it up. I waited till I got back to my desk. I sat down, did a little bit of work, was like, oh, okay, I'm thirsty now, cracked it open, and I got shushed for opening it, and I haven't gone back since because I'm terrified. So now we're gonna go to the TLC, which is the Teaching and Learning Center. Some people call it the Tilly C. Ew! That's gross. I used to call it the Tilly-C because I thought it was like fun and quirky, and now I realize it's just annoying. It is across the street from the science site. I haven't heard of anyone having lectures here. It's usually just for seminars. It has a cafe in the bottom of it that is really nice and has like a salad bar, and the salads are so good, let me tell you. Just a really good meeting spot and study space. I think like rivals the Billy B in terms of study space. So next we have The Hill. I talk about in my part 1 of ranking Durham University colleges video, which I'll put up in the card. It basically refers to all the colleges on South Road. It's called The Hill because all of the colleges on the South Road are on a hill. Wow, ingenious. And it's just basically a way of subdividing colleges of Hill versus Bailey. So the Bailey refer to part 2 of my ranking Durham colleges video, which will be up in the cards. It is all of the colleges along South Bailey Road plus Castle and Hillbead, and again it's called Bailey because it's the street name. So next we have SU is a student union. It is the ugliest building in Durham. It has a cafe in it and some pool tables. Like, I think it is the ugliest student union in all of the UK. But at the beginning of the year it does do poster sales and plant sales and vintage clothing sales, which is a really great way to decorate your walls. Some of my posters on here are from the poster sale. I don't think I paid any more than £20 for all my posters, and it's a great way to decorate your room and make your room feel a bit more homey. So the race course is all the greenery right next to the river, just down from Parsons Field or Prison Deaths or Brooks Cuss, whatever you want to call it. It's just down from that. It has a lot of sports pitches for football, rugby, and cricket. It is a really nice place just to chill out. If you have like a picnic blanket, you can sit out with your friends, have like a cute little picnic. When it's the spring, it's just really gorgeous. You can watch some cricket if you understand how cricket works. I don't personally, but if that's your thing, you can watch a cricket game. Next, Albert Riverside or ER1, ER2. This is another group of lecture or seminar halls. Most of the time it's seminars in here. It also houses the language department. It is the closest lecture hall to town, so it's really ideal if you have these lectures at the end of the day. So you can go to a pub or get a bite of food right after your lecture. So next we will move on to social media pages. So these are some Facebook pages that are really popular among Durham University students, and I think are a really good way to sort of stay involved and stay in the know. Posts on these are usually talked about a lot. Some of them can be a bit toxic and gross sometimes. So first is Overheard. The full page is called Overheard at Durham University and is a student Facebook page. It is no way to be anonymous on it. You have to make the post yourself on it, and it's mostly used to buy and sell train tickets or tickets to balls. This editing said, I also forgot to say, I would say the #1 commodity on Overheard is tickets for club events in Durham, because a lot of times if it's like a bigger event or like a specific night out, a lot of the clubs in Durham will do like ticketed events. So you have to like buy a ticket to get in, and people will decide they're not going, or they will buy the tickets when they come out and then resell them to make money, which is gross. Don't do that. But I would say it's probably the #1 thing Overheard is used for. I don't know how I forgot. That kind of stuff. People use it a lot as a lost and found. You can tell there's been like a big night out because every basic Durham girl is looking for her college puffer or her North Face puffer or some really sentimental jewelry item, which boggles my mind. I don't know why people wear like super sentimental jewelry items out in the club. Not a great idea, in my opinion. Good advice. Don't wear nice on nights out in Durham. You will lose it. You'll never see it again. If you're coming here for a master's or PhD and you need research participants, this is a really great way to find them. There's a lot of like general safety bits of if people kind of see something that's they post about it, whether it's people acting strange in bars or trying to break into houses or being made uncomfortable on certain streets. If you identify as female or non-binary, I also recommend checking out the Urban Angels Facebook group if you're coming to Durham University. It just posts a lot of women's safety stuff that I really recommend looking into, and I feel a lot safer being out and about in Durham now that I'm part of this group. Overheard can be a bit annoying. People try and be funny on it and it can come off as really cringy, and there's a lot that really shows the class divide in Durham that goes on in here of people losing like £500 Tiffany bracelet. Like, it's nothing. It's crazy. Embarrassingly, I am a top contributor on it if you ever see me on it, because I was just looking for research participants on it and I post on it like every other week because I lose my stuff so often. So that's why you should subscribe to me so I can get monetized and buy your tag, so I don't lose my keys and my AirPods and my phone and just everything all the time. Tindur, spelled Tindur. This is an anonymous student Facebook page, so there's a place where you submit what's called a Tindur about someone. So if you see someone out you think they're really fit, or you talk to someone you think they're really cute, or you have a crush on someone, you can like write a little submission in, and if they think it's funny or cute, they'll post it, and then maybe you'll find out who this mystery person was and you can meet them and fall in love. People give the vaguest descriptions on this. It's actually hysterical. It'll literally be like, to the girl with dark hair and a light jumper wearing leggings at 2 p.m. on Wednesday at the Billy B, you were really fit. It's like, That is everyone here. I don't know of anyone that has had a Tinder written about them or wrote a Tinder that figured out who the other person was. It is really funny. Some of these are really good for a laugh, so I do recommend following it. I've personally never had a Tinder written about me. It's fun because I'm in a relationship, but you know, would be nice. Another one is Durfess, which again, this is anonymous, and this one's more of like a jokey thing where you just submit general confessions or opinions about Durham University, whether it's about colleges or societies or people or events or general going on. You complain about classes, friend issues, your department, whatever it is. There's usually some really good memes on it. People can be really funny on it. People can also be very cringy. General trend in the past year has been those like Durham colleges as slang, so like Friends characters or drinks, and it was like funny for the first few, and there's just so many of them, and it's giving such BuzzFeed 2016 core, and I don't love it, but most of the time Durfess is really funny. I think it's probably my favorite out of all the Durham University pages. Another one is Rowham. This is an anonymous student Facebook page specifically about rowing, and this is where I get such strong cult vibes from Durham. If you get involved in collegiate or even DU level rowing, which I mean, if you're that good at rowing, pop off, good for you. I wish I could be you. I really recommend you join it. 95% of the time it is just unnecessary drama and beef, but it's so funny. You'll just see entire colleges start beefing within their rowing clubs, and I have no idea what's going on. However, if you ever capsize in a boat at Durham University, if you're rowing here, you will have your picture taken, you will be posted on Rowham, and you will be shamed. I'm warning you now. I've never capsized in a boat in Durham, knock on wood. I'm knocking on my wood dresser right now, but I'm trying not to. If you ever capsize in a boat in Durham University, you will be shamed on this Facebook page. You have been warned. I think that's everything for sort of social media stuff. This is just like miscellaneous, and this is just more of the like slang you will hear. First, we have dis, which is slang for dissertation, which is the bane of every third, fourth, or post-grad student's life. It's the big paper you have to write at the end of your grades. It's usually worth half your grades in your final year and have stupid high word counts of 10 to 20,000 I've heard. I think it's higher for post-grads. I have to write mine next year and I'm not excited. I already am doing my proposals for it a year in advance. So yeah, if you hear someone complaining about their dis, it means they're talking about their dissertation. So next we have SNK, which stands for Sunday Night Clute. I didn't know there was like a term for it this year. I just went to Clute on a Sunday and I had a good time, but apparently it's like a thing and there's a term for it. Clute is an infamous club in Durham. Clute at one point was apparently one of the worst ranked clubs in all of Europe, and I believe it. I love Clute so much. So cheesy, and it's a really good night out. It and Jimmy's, or Jimmy Allen's, which is another sort of slang term. If you hear someone talking about Jimmy's, that means they're talking about Jimmy Allen's, which is another nightclub in Durham. They sort of trade first and second position for most popular nightclubs in Durham. So fresher, this is kind of general like UK uni slang. It means a first year student, or silly fresh, just a silly first year student. It's pretty self-explanatory, but if you didn't know, you know. Now a shark is a second, third, or post-grad student that goes for fresher or someone a year younger than them, but normally it's talked about in terms of freshers. Technically I was sharked because when I came on my Erasmus year, technically I would have been in like my second or third year and my boyfriend was doing his master's, so oopsies. It can be really funny, but it can also be really creepy. I've met a lot of couples that have been sharked, and like myself and my boyfriend, that are really happy and love each other very much, and it's a really like good relationship. But I've also seen sharks be really predatory towards freshers and see it as almost a game. So if you're coming as a fresher, that would be definitely something I would watch out for and kind of think twice about, especially if you're new to the whole dating arena. So the next term is raw, which I think I've talked about, I've used a few times in videos before, and this is basically refers to an upper class student at Durham. It basically comes from their use of the word raw in sentences. I'm not even sure when you use it. I've seen like TikToks about it. If you put in raw university students or like raw UK into like Instagram or TikTok, you'll get videos of it. I can't do like English accents, so I can't do this like voice. And they usually come from privately educated backgrounds, wear signet rings, and are super wealthy and tend to be southern. It's not even like an aesthetic, like it is a way of life almost. I also recommend, I should have put this in the social media section. If you look up the Instagram Durham raw spotting, you kind of get an idea of like their aesthetic. That is something to keep in mind. Also SOC, S-O-C, is short for society. You'll see that used a lot on Facebook pages, whether it's asking people to join societies, asking people if they'd be interested if a society was made, or talking about some societies are so big that they will have like balls, so people will be looking for tickets to these events. So I think that's all of my terminology for now. If you have any questions about any slang you hear in reference to Durham University, please comment it down below and I will make a part 2 Also, if you would like any advice on Durham University, comment down below. I'm filming part 2 of me answering your guys' question about Durham University. I have a lot of questions now, but I would love even more, so if you want to comment those down below or watch part 1, it'll be up in the cards. I think that's everything for today. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I think at the time of filming this I have 137, so if you could please subscribe, I would really appreciate it. If not, it's no biggie. I hope I will see you again soon. And now it's time for the end of video tradition of taking a sip of water. Today I'm having a little treat. I'm having a San Pellegrino limonada flavor. So we take a sip of our water or whatever beverage we have nearby. We stay happy, we stay healthy, and we are kind to other people, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!